Hi everyone! For the background of my peach blossom fairy, I immediately decided to use pale orange and yellow colors. Maybe pale orange and pink is a little bit unusual color combo, but I know that I want to use pale orange from the first sight. Sometimes I spend quite a lot of time thinking about appropriate color of the background, and sometimes I immediately get an idea of what I want to do. But I must confess that I always a little bit afraid of doing background where you use pale pastel color which gradually has to go into a white uncolored area. I think that I just don't have enough patience to lay color quite slowly in very light motions, and I always tend to press too hard on my pencil, so this soft gradient is always quite difficult for me. In order to invent something for such a background, I decided first to use properties of my watercolor art grip pencils, and I tested them on the bottom branch. I used more intense light orange and pink colors around flowers and then pale cream color far from flowers, and I applied water. Pencil pigment dissolved really well and I got nice color gradient, but I wasn't happy with buckling of paper. You know that when you use water for some areas on the page and some areas are still dry, you always get some buckling of the paper. After I ironed my page, I completely got rid of that buckling and paper became smooth again. But still, I decided that it's unnecessary loss of time for me and I will be using pencils without water. So for the rest of the picture, I made gradient with mix of Prismacolors and Faber-Castell art grip pencils. I used pale orange from art grips and I used salmon pink from Prismacolors to get a darker color around flowers, and I added a little bit of yellowed orange. For the paler color I used deco pink and I used cream to go into white. Then I used white to smooth everything, and for the areas of the background which are closer to the edges of the picture, I used pale sage to add some green colors. Perhaps if you have more patience than I have, or if you are more light-handed, you won't have such similar problems as I had with this background. But in the end, I was happy with color combo. Next, I decided to color bird, and I didn't want her to be quite bright, so I decided to use one of my favorite combo. I use it quite often both for birds or for animal fur, and I used mix of grays and browns. I decided to add only white bright area for the bird, so I used black and cobalt turquoise on her neck, and I hope that it helped me to create nice shining, nice glossy feathers on her neck. I forgot to mention that when I colored background, I tried to use slightly more pressure and more color around fairy and around flowers, especially because Later I covered all black lines, all black edges of flowers with my Posca pen. And also I left a very thin white frame around the whole picture, and I think that in this way with this small frame picture looked better in the end.